Hello students, this is Mr. Goyette with National University Academy, National University Virtual High School, and the College of Extended Learning. Just wanted to check in with you about your courses as you start or can finish them. Some of my students are completing their summer classes and starting their fall courses for 2011. And many of you have done a great job of pacing yourselves out, breaking up the work this summer so that you have just a unit left or just a few assignments. Many of you have finished, which is great. You can start your fall courses without having to worry about your summer classes. Some of you have waited a bit and you're rushing to complete the class with only 2 weeks left. As I reminded you throughout the year, throughout the summer, I should say, you don't want to do this. And if you've pushed it and now we're here and you're trying to wrap up the class, if you're still in units 1 or 2, you're not going to get full points for those assignments, because I do not want to encourage students to wait to the end and rush a course. When you rush a course, you don't retain much of the information. With students completing a class inside of 3 weeks will not retain much of it. You need to spend the time and study for those exams. Take an hour for each one and really set aside and review your notes. Those of you who are just opening up these exams and rushing through them, you'll notice many of you are failing those. So please take the time to study for each quiz. I see that Lydia's been in touch with me quite a bit. Elliot, a new student in the AP U.S. History for the A section. Some of you have been in touch with me about your Unit 1 and 2 assignments that I had zeros in. If I put a 0 in there, it was to remind you to go back and make sure you finish those. It doesn't mean you have a 0. That's your final grade, but it's to remind you that your overall grade is affected by any assignments that you've skipped over or have not completed. So please make sure you go back and take care of those. Remember to respond to 2 students in the thread of discussion. If you notice you're getting 2.5 out of 5 in the thread of discussion, it's because you haven't responded to other students or you haven't been complete in your response. If you'd like additional feedback on your essays and your writing towards the end of the school year, you'll notice that a little bit brief in my responses. That's because if you've waited this long to get your work in, I have a large volume of your work, so I'm not responding to every single essay with a lot of explanation as to what you can improve. If you need clarification or anything, please feel free to email. I want to encourage all of you to not push it. The deadline is September 2nd, so if you're completing a class, don't try to do it on those last few days, because you'll probably end up struggling on those exams, and the essays you won't have any chance to revise them. So if you wanted to revise something and you've done it the last few days of class, you may not have that window available. For those students joining us, welcome, and as we progress through the fall session, I'm already getting questions from Elliot and a few others that have questions about online learning. If you're new to online learning and you want to meet in class live and go over how to navigate through the course, contact me. Let me know. We can set up a time to go through the class and really maximize your success in it by sharing some tips on how to make online learning a more rich experience, a more one-on-one experience. So it's really not just about a computer, some content on a website, and answering some questions. So we want to make this an interactive discussion about the vibrant human story that is in our history text. So contact me via Skype, through email, or if you want to call me, you'll notice my number is in the emails that I'll send out to you. So please let me know if you have questions, whether you're wrapping up a course or starting one, and I look forward to speaking with you all soon. Bye for now.